He did not kill you because you did not have a weapon or something. There's no sport in it or whatever. Also, there was jokes in this show. Hi, this is Josh from Dry Conclusions.
This is Jessica.
Today we're reviewing The Predator.
Yes.
Directed by Shane Black, who also starred in the original Predator as Hawkins.
What? I didn't know that.
Yep.
News to me.
Yeah, so this movie, in a word, was silly. Now that doesn't necessarily mean I hated it, which is weird. I actually thought this movie was entertaining.
Yeah. So I did not see the movie.
No, you did not.
So Josh is reviewing it kind of solo today.
Solo.
Hopefully not so low that we can't hear you, though.
All right. So
You didn't
low.
like that. Anyway, but I do want to hear your thoughts on the movie. So it's silly, but not necessarily not unenjoyable. So tell me more about that. So what did you like about it?
I don't know. It's so hard to describe this show. Like, if you're going into this movie expecting something like the first two movies, Predator, Predator 2, which Predator was one of my favorite science fiction movies. Predator 2 I thought was lame. Anyway, but it had a more serious tone. This movie was not a serious movie. I mean, there was jokes galore and just splatterfest kind of schlocky gore, and it was more funny than anything. And, some of the jokes, honestly, I thought most of them were pretty funny. But, I mean, I don't know. It was a funny, goofy ride of a show. And not what I expected at all. I mean, I didn't think it would be like, some great movie, like comparable to the first one. But I didn't think it would be like this. And so I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised.
So what did you like about it? I mean, what was good about it?
Well, the visual effects I thought were pretty cool. And, the story actually got a decent hook. To start with, I thought, that kept me interested, or rather got me interested, and the performances weren't terrible. I mean, this is not like some terrible movie where everybody just mailed it in. I mean, it was silly, to be sure, but it's not like, Batman and Robin where the expectations were really high for something good to come out of that, and it was just like really awful. I didn't have high expectations, so, I wasn't really disappointed or let down.
Yeah.
I was surprised in a whole totally different kind of way. I was like, oh, they turned this into somewhat of a comedy. And that's what they did.
So what didn't you like? What didn't work?
I think a lot of it felt rushed. I mean, there was no real character development at all. I mean, Olivia Munn, I think her character just got really shortchanged. It's like, okay, she's a scientist, so there you go. She's not going to do very much science stuff, but whatever. She's still a scientist. I thought her character was really just kind of handled badly. There was a lot of people in here who just were just kind of there, really kind of contrived and that kind of stuff. Like Yvonne Strahovski, she was in it as like a mom, and that was really it. There's not a whole lot there for her. And but not, it's not like all that stuff was really needed either. I mean, it's like you got the gist of what was going on, and, love it or hate it, that's what was happening. And so, I mean, I thought the music was a little overbearing at times and was trying to nod, harken back to the original show way too much. And it was like, all right, that's okay. We get it. It's the original music. And I thought that was a little kind of ham-fisty, but just shoved in last minute, so I didn't really care for that. But I mean, again, I didn't have super high expectations. This is a Shane Black movie, and I've seen his movies before, and I'm not like a huge fan of his and the movies he's done. I mean, I don't hate them, but it's not like he's coming out with a new show, awesome, that kind of thing.
Right.
So
I don't know what else has he done.
He did Iron Man 3.
Oh, okay.
It's probably like my least favorite of the Marvel movies. And certainly the one I watched the least. Okay. But it doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
It just means it's like, I don't care. It's just not something I'm into.
So would you say this movie is not good, but it's entertaining?
Oh, for sure. I think I would not classify this as a good movie. I was, however, entertained, and I was laughing throughout most of it. whether I was supposed to or not.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it was actually funny for, whatever. It was really silly.
Okay, so what rating would you give this movie?
I'd probably give it a 2. I mean,
Out of 5?
out of 5. 2 out of
yeah.
5, not a 2 out of 10. It's not like some atrocious wreck of a show.
Well, 2 out of 5 is not really that good.
It's not.
bad.
That's just below the middle. And, only because, like, if you want, like, a Predator show and those more like the other movies in the franchise, this is definitely not it. And, thinking about, like, okay, why did they make this kind of show? Why did they go this kind of direction? And the only thing I can really come up with is that Fox is no longer Fox anymore. They're owned by Disney, so they're probably going to reboot this franchise anyway. So they probably figured, what the heck, let's go nuts.
Well, except they made this movie before that happened, right? So I don't know that that's...
Yeah,
it.
but I think they knew
Maybe they just couldn't come up with a good story, or maybe they thought the original Predator wasn't that good and was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
think
where they're wrong.
Do you think that your view that the original Predator is a good movie is a commonly held belief?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I've never seen it.
It
And
is.
I've never heard anybody talk about it, really, except for you.
Well,
So I don't know how it's
in
like
the-
seen out in the...
in the science fiction circles, it's actually a pretty good show.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a good movie. It's simple and it works. And I think it's one of Schwarzenegger's better movies. But this one, I don't know. It just feels like they didn't care and they just wanted to go nuts. And, I don't know when they knew about studios buyouts. I mean, those rumors circulate within the studios a lot before the public gets wind of that stuff. It just seems like they were like, whatever.
Okay.
So, anyway.
So not really an inspiring view to get people to the theater. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this picture? It's not your usual approach to a picture for our channel.
A silly movie I thought deserves something really kind of goofy and silly on its own. So I took Bill Predator, one of my comic characters from the comic strip Monsters, Where Are They Now? And him wondering why he has to have a muscle suit and painter's stilts. Is that really necessary for this show? And if you've seen it, then you understand. So, anyway, I thought this needed more of a comic twist because this movie was more ridiculous and silly than serious. So, there you have it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this review of The
Predator. Or is it The Predator?
Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.
And check us out on Patreon.
Yeah, there you can find our podcast and you can get art tutorial videos from Josh and get some other exclusive bonus content on our Patreon. So check us out there.
Thank you.
Thanks.